Hello everyone, welcome back to the Green Man channel. So time now for me to share my thoughts on episode 2 of the Wheel of Time Amazon TV series. This episode was called Shadows Waiting, which is of course a chapter heading from the Eye of the World book as well. And I preferred this episode to episode 1. I thought it was a step up from episode 1. It had my interest a bit more for longer scenes in or longer parts of this episode. I enjoyed the chase scenes that there were. I thought it had more suspense building in it. It was kind of had a darker feel to it, and we're getting to know the characters better. So all round, this had more for me that was a bit more enticing, and I felt like I could even watch the episode again and still quite enjoy this one. So it starts off, I think, with them. Obviously, they're riding to Tar Valon. I liked the Taran ferry sequence, which incidentally was in Eye of the World. We have Taran ferry as well, so that is a sort of a match. But it was that scene in Taran ferry unfolded a bit differently, particularly with what happens with Moiraine and the ferryman, which was a very interesting alteration to the story in the way she deals with the ferryman. Shows that they're making Moiraine quite brutal in this, I think, and perhaps just to emphasise that the importance of her mission. And I kind of understand that maybe the writers want to convey that to the viewers, so they want to convey the seriousness of the Moiraine character in this story, and I can understand that they're doing that. Obviously, they haven't had some of the scenes from the books with all the tension with Moiraine, and I think the Emmonsfield Five and the villagers too, and some of that has been dropped. So they're obviously trying to maybe work in other ways of making Moiraine seem a bit more kind of a bit more drastic in what she needs to do, and a bit more of as I say, that's kind of serious character that she is. Obviously, along with Lan as well as her warder. So I enjoyed that. That was really good. I noticed that they've kind of skipped a few chapters from the book, which I can sort of see why. Perhaps there's quite a lot of the scenes at the inn. I think it's at the Stag and the Lion were missed out here. One chapter in particular, I think it's chapter 14 in the book, Stag and the Lion. Otherwise, Nynaeve is obviously, she's kind of separated from the group, whereas in the book she stays with the group a bit more, as I recall, and would probably be able to verify here with the Eye of the World itself. She doesn't separate. So I think I also enjoyed the introduction of the Shadar Logoth sequence and the scenes with that, which were really tense and suspenseful, and I think they conveyed Shadar Logoth very well. I enjoyed the way that they also had Mat take the knife, the dagger, which is something I look forward to seeing more of what happens with him and the knife later on, and how similar that is to the books as well. We're also introduced at the very start to Aemon Valder, the Children of the Light, or the White Cloaks as they're always known, with a pretty, a pretty kind of violent scene with a woman and Aes Sedai being burnt at the stake. I liked that actually as a choice of the first scene. I wasn't so keen on the first scene in episode 1, but I liked this initial scene, kind of setting out, setting the scene for the rest of the episode, and I liked that in this episode. We do actually see a little bit of an exchange between Moiraine Lan and Aemon Valder later on. Aemon Valder is not actually introduced in the books until the Great Hunt, but in this case they seem to have brought forward his appearance, I think perhaps to give the White Cloaks an early entrance into the TV series, so that they're well established, essentially, I think, for the later episodes to come, and perhaps mirroring a bit of the books with them. But obviously, Aemon Valder not being in the Eye of the World is quite a clear difference for me. You see Perrin very briefly meet the wolves, although I don't think we've kind of also gotten as far into that as you get in the Eye of the World yet. But yeah, on the whole, I quite enjoyed this. Also, the other thing I noticed, just want to say about divergences from the books, was that there wasn't more death in Shadowla Goth, which I wonder if I would have included him. I did enjoy the Mashadar sequence as they were kind of trying to run away, which is obviously that sort of horrible blackness which kind of surrounds them as they're trying to escape. So yeah, as I say, I did enjoy this episode quite a bit more than episode 1. So I'd rate this one pretty well. I think this is a 7, maybe even a little higher than that out of 10. Signs are getting better now that I might actually quite enjoy this series. I think the first episode, the one I did yesterday, and the way I perhaps reviewed that suggested I was, a touch disappointed. I think I was just very mixed feelings, perhaps a touch disappointed at a couple of scenes in particular, but this was more promising. And hopefully episode 3 is going to deliver on a similar sort of level, perhaps be even better, because then I will really start to think maybe we have got something good, because it would be a shame for it to not be a good adaptation of such a great series of books for my money. I think this is one of my favourites fantasy series, and one of the best I've ever read, so I would like to see it done some justice, and I hope still that is the case. Thank you all for watching this video. Do feel free to like and subscribe if you are interested in following the rest of my discussion of this TV series. I do also do a lot of music chat and review on this channel, and album reviews pretty much every week and that kind of thing, if you also are interested in that. Otherwise, thank you as always for joining me, and take care everybody. Bye for now.